Hey everyone! Welcome to day 2 of our stock series. I am Tiffany Thomas with WealthyTiffany.com, and did you guys know that only about half of Americans are investing in stocks? We need to change that statistic and increase that percentage, you guys, so that we can all start making more money, right? Like I said, we are on day 2 of the 12 days of stocks. And today we are going to be talking about how stocks make you more money. And who doesn't want more money, right? So before we dive in, tell me, you guys, what you love about Christmas. Christmas is right around the corner. I can't believe it. So tell me in the comments what you love about Christmas. What's your favorite thing? Is it the songs, the Christmas songs, or, kind of the hustle and bustle that's going on, or maybe it's the Christmas tree, or presents you get, seeing your family, whatever it is. Tell me in the comments what you love about Christmas. And even if you're watching the replay, please comment with what you love about Christmas. I would love to hear. I would love to know. And personally, my favorite thing about Christmas is just kind of how joyful everyone seems. People seem a lot nicer around the Christmas season. Everyone's wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. And I just really love that about Christmas time. So tell me in the comments what you love about Christmas. And you guys, stay with me for today and the next 10 days, and I will reveal the full scoop on stocks. And even though, of course, it's going to be a good time, the real reason you should be sticking around is because of all of the mind-blowing information I will be sharing with you to help you make more money with stocks. And like I said before, I'm Tiffany Thomas, and I have helped individuals just like yourself go from completely confused about the stock market to confident investors. So stick with me long enough, and you'll start to see your life improve. It's true, and you're welcome. All right, so day 2, making more money with stocks. Let's dive into the first point that I want to talk about. We can make more money with picking the right stocks rather than just investing in a fund, which holds a whole number of stocks. The fund holds a whole bunch of stocks, and you can make more money by just investing in one stock rather than one fund that holds a whole lot of stocks. And I just want to show you a graph so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what I've done is I've just selected Apple stock and Facebook stock. So you can see this blue line right here would be if you were to invest in a fund that just follows the whole stock market, the whole S&P 500. So if you were to buy one fund with a whole bunch of stocks in it, this is what your return would look like over just this past year. But if you were to purchase either Apple is this red one up here, or if you were to purchase Facebook, which is the orange one, you can see how much of a difference that is, rather than just investing in a fund that follows the total stock market. So I wanted to point that out because just by choosing, the right fund and investing for the long term with that, or choosing the right stock, when choosing the right stock and holding that for the long term, you can really have a profitable investment. And, you can see in this chart that Apple and Facebook have, for the most part, outperformed just the total stock market, the S&P 500. And you know what? It did dip down a little bit here, Facebook, but, it came back up and it's up a lot higher. So just by purchasing a stock for the long term, you can really increase your return on your investment, which is completely amazing, right? Okay, so tell me, if you are surprised to see this. Some people are really surprised that they can see, such a higher return on purchasing an individual stock rather than just investing in a fund that has a whole bunch of stocks in there. And even if you're watching the replay, tell me in the comments, give me a yes if this is surprising to you, if you weren't aware of this. And you guys, if you want help picking the right stock for you to invest in, you can check out my awesome course that I have at buyyourfirststock.com. I go over all of the details on how to pick a great stock. Okay, and you guys tell me how many of you would now, consider buying a stock rather than a fund with a whole bunch of stocks inside. Tell me in the comments, write stock if you would buy a stock, or fund if you would still just buy a fund. I'm curious to know what you guys are thinking. If you're thinking, yeah, stocks actually look good, or if you just still want to stick with a fund. So just put in the comments stock or fund. And let's move to the next point. Okay, I'll come back here so you can see me again. All right, so let's move to point number 2. And point number 2 is investing in stocks rather than keeping your money in a savings account can definitely make you more money. And this is really critical. People think that it's safe to just leave their money in a savings account, and really their savings account is not making them hardly any money. It's maybe making you 1%. If you have, maybe an online savings account, but your regular credit union or regular bank, they're not even giving 1% on your savings account. So honestly, you're not making hardly anything by keeping your money in savings. And when we look at the stocks, we can actually make so much more money by investing in stocks rather than letting our money sit in our savings account. And I want to show you a chart on this as well. So let me share my screen again here. Let's go to a savings account. Okay, let me share this. Okay, so I just pulled up a quick chart on if you were to keep your money in a savings account. So you can see this orange line right here would just be if you were to keep $1,000 in your savings account. And this graph is from 1988 to 2013. So it would be even higher than this, all the way up to 2017. But you can see that orange line is just leaving it in a savings account. So if you had $1,000 at the end of 2013, you would have $2,666. And then I want you to take a look at this green line right here. If you were to put that $1,000 into the stock market, and this graph actually just shows investing in a fund. So if we were to pick an individual stock, this green line would be a lot higher, because remember that chart I just showed you? It was a lot higher than just investing in a fund that follows the stock market. But as you can see, if you were just to invest in the total stock market, your $1,000, at the end of 2013, you would have $12,708. That's a significant more amount than just leaving your money in savings. So it's really important to invest your money in something that's going to make you more money. And a savings account is not doing that for you, unfortunately. So it's actually not really safer to leave all of your money in a savings account, because you're not even keeping up with inflation, which is usually around 3%. So if you're maybe earning 1% in your savings account, you're technically losing 2% because you're not even keeping up with inflation. So that is crazy. I want you to keep that in mind when you're leaving all of your money in your savings account. You really need to think about where you can put that to make you more money. And stocks is a great way to invest your money to make you more money. Okay, you guys, like I mentioned before, if you want help choosing what stocks to invest in, honestly, you guys check out my course. It's broken down really simply. It's called Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours, and you can find it at buyyourfirststock.com. So honestly, check that out. It'll be so helpful. It breaks everything down just step by step. And I want to know how many of you are keeping most of your money in a savings account. I'm curious to know if that is where most of your money is. So put in the comments, give me a yes in the comments if you have most of your money in a savings account right now. I am curious to know. And if you find this video helpful or this series helpful, please share this video with your friends so that they can benefit from this too, right? We don't want everyone just leaving their money in their savings and not making it work for them, not making more money. Okay, and let's move to point number 3. And let me come back to the screen so you can see me again. Okay, so let's move to point number 3. which is investing in certain stocks can make you more money through dividends. And what exactly is a dividend? So some of the companies will pay their shareholders, which would be you. You would be a shareholder if you owned part of the company, if you owned a stock in a company. They will pay you a percentage of their profits. And usually they'll pay you every quarter. So every 3 months, they'll pay you dividends. And you're not doing anything extra to earn these dividends. All you did was just buy the stock. So it's very simple to make more money with stocks when they have a dividend payout. And, so each quarter you are getting paid the certain percentage and you'll just continue to receive that. And let me show you an example of a dividend paying stock. Let me share my screen with you again. This will be great. And Apple, okay, so Apple is a company that pays dividends. So I kind of just wrote this out so you could kind of see it, because we're going to be talking about numbers for a minute here. So Apple actually pays 1.56% annually in dividends. So every year they're paying you 1.56, sorry you guys. They're paying you 1.56% every year. So let's say, just for example, the Apple stock price is $160. So what you would do is take 0.0156 right here, 156, because they're paying you 1.56%. So you take that and multiply it by the 160, which would be $2.50. And let's just say you had purchased 100 shares of Apple. So every year, annually, you would be making $250 by just owning Apple stock, because we would take the 100 shares times the $2.50, which would be $250. So every quarter, every 3 months, you're getting $62.50. So isn't that amazing? All you did was just buy their stock. And now they're paying you every 3 months about $60, which is great, right? It's just making you more money and you're not even doing anything with it or for it. So that is another thing that's great about stocks. And, sometimes even companies will increase their payout, their dividend payout every year. So this return could continue to increase over time. It just depends on the company. And I go over dividends in a little more detail in my course, Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours. So if you, don't really understand exactly how this works, definitely check out my course. It's very helpful on understanding dividends. And you guys, how many of you would like extra money showing up every 3 months without doing anything? Give me some yeses in the comments if you would like extra money showing up in your account every 3 months without working for it. I know I would, for sure, right? Anyways, since we're talking about Apple, I'm curious to know, do you have an iPhone or an Android? So comment in leave a comment and say what type of phone you have. If you're an iPhone lover or if you have an Android. I'm curious to see which we have more of, iPhones or Androids. And you guys, let's talk about point number 4 about stocks making us more money. And let me come back here. Okay. So point number 4 is, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but since the cost of investing in stocks is so low, you'll automatically be making higher returns because the cost is lower to invest in stocks, which automatically means you'll be making more money, right? If we have a low cost, that automatically increases our return. And just for an example, yesterday we talked about expense ratios, and that's a percentage that you would be charged for investing in a fund, which is a whole group of stocks. And you would be charged that fee every year. So for example, let's say that expense ratio is 1% and you have $100,000 already invested in that fund. then you would be paying $1,000 each year. That would be coming out of your fund automatically because of this expense ratio. And we don't have that with stocks. So we're automatically making more money because there's a lower cost to get into stocks. And if you are ready to get started with your first stock, I give you all of the details in my course, Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours. So you can definitely check that out at buyyourfirststock.com, and it will just break down everything so simply. It's done step by step with tutorials. And you guys give me yeses if you want to keep an extra $1,000 every year. Who wouldn't want an extra $1,000 every year? I want to see in the comments, type yes if you want that extra $1,000 every year. And I want to make sure that you're with me here. So tell me, are you guys ready for Christmas? Because it's going to come up fast and I'm not ready yet, but tell me what percentage you're ready for Christmas. Are you 90% ready? 0% ready? Maybe you're 50% ready? I want to see in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, tell me how much you're ready for Christmas or if you still have a lot to do. I'm curious to see how you guys are doing because I know I'm not ready yet. Okay, let's do a recap of what we talked about today. So we talked about how stocks make you more money, right? The first thing we talked about is investing in stocks versus a fund which has a whole bunch of stocks inside of it. And we talked about how investing in just a single stock can make you a lot more money rather than investing in a fund that just follows the total stock market. So we looked at Apple and we saw how much higher the return was in that graph than investing in just a fund that would follow the total stock market. And then the second point we talked about is investing in stocks rather than keeping your money in a savings account because your savings is not earning you hardly anything. And we can earn so much more money by investing in stocks. And the third thing we talked about was you can get free money when you buy stocks that have a dividend payout. So every 3 months, you can be getting a dividend. You can be just receiving money for doing nothing, which is great. And then the fourth thing we talked about was we'll automatically be making higher returns because of the low cost of investing in stocks. So you guys, if you're ready to start investing in stocks, check out my course, buyyourfirststock.com. It's amazing. And I will see you on Monday. We're going to be here on Monday. We're skipping the weekend. We're taking the weekend off. And I will see you guys Monday at 11 a.m. Same Facebook page, same time. And we are going to do day 3 on Monday. So I will see you guys then. All right. Thank you so much.